A Randolph man was injured Sunday afternoon in a crash in rural Clay County. According to the Kansas Highway Patrol, 92-year-old Marion Brenner was southbound on Utah Road around 1:30 p.m. when he failed to yield the right-of-way at the Highway 24 intersection. His vehicle was struck by an oncoming pickup driven by 44-year-old Jeff Sells of Mankato. Brenner was taken to Clay County Medical Center with a suspected serious injury. Sells and a passenger in the pickup truck were not injured. A Manhattan woman was injured in a crash on I-70 Friday afternoon in Wabaunsee County. The Kansas Highway Patrol says a Pontiac G6 driven by 18-year-old Natalie Scheller drifted into the median, then overcorrected, sending the car into the eastbound lanes of the interstate and eventually into the south ditch where it struck an embankment. The vehicle rolled 3 times before it came to rest on its top. Officials say Scheller fell asleep at the wheel, causing that crash. She sustained minor injuries and was transported to Ascension via Christie. The crash report also states there was a juvenile on board in the vehicle, but that information is protected data. As the noon deadline approaches for candidates to file, the current roster of local candidates is starting to take shape. Here at the local level, incumbent Riley County Commissioners Greg McKinley and Catherine Foke both remain unopposed in the 2nd and 3rd districts. All other county-level seats are also unopposed. Pottawatomie County has 4 seats on the upcoming primary ballot for the county commission, which is expanding from 3 to 5 seats. In District 2, Pat Waxman not seeking re-election. The 2 Republican candidates looking to replace him, Nancy McCarter, former county clerk, and resident Merle Page. Meanwhile, in District 3, Republican incumbent Greg Riot is opposed by Bill Drew. The newly formed 4th district features 5 total candidates. Republicans Michael Kerwood, Paul Strunk, Hans Tessman, and Gary Yenzer. Judd McCormick has also filed as an independent and will automatically advance to the November ballot. District 5 has 3 Republican candidates, including Armand Bossy, Chuck Depew, and Terry Force. Pottawatomie County voters also will be electing a new sheriff this year. Current Undersheriff Doug Adams will be opposed by St. Mary's Police Chief Derek Sid. The county attorney candidates also include newcomers Chris Biggs and John Paul Washburn. All other county-level races are unopposed. Former Riley County Superintendent Brad Starnes recently announced he is seeking the 22nd District State Senate seat, currently occupied by Senator Yusha Reddy, who took on that role after Senator Tom Hawk's retirement in late 2022. Starnes explains why he's a good fit for the role.
I'm a proven leader. I can do the same things. I worked with a lot of different variations of people and all backgrounds to ensure that their children have the best opportunities to be successful, and that's what I want to continue to do as well in Topeka.
Starnes says he also believes working with those across the political aisle will help improve the government and keep it moving forward.
I don't care who you talk to, what Democratic, Republican, whomever, rural, higher education, business, people are frustrated, and they want to see change happening. And so I think being able to help do that and move things forward would be very important. And so that's what I'm asking people to invest in me.
Another key local race will be in the 51st House District. Megan Steele recently announced her candidacy a few weeks ago to fill the seat, which is being vacated by incumbent Kenny Titus, who is seeking a spot in the state Senate. Steele says she's running to protect children's futures, particularly in the areas of education, as she served as a college professor and as a school nurse. She says she was pleased with the attention the legislature gave to special education funding this past session.
Special education is something that has lacked funding, and it is encouraging that we are meeting those needs of our very most vulnerable students.
She also weighed in on the recent tax bill debate.
With the current tax bill, that situation is going to be costing our current taxpayers $84,000 a day for them to return to Topeka. I am definitely for tax cuts, but I also feel that we need to really look at expenditures of what's going on. What are the expenses that is causing us to have such high tax rates?
Steele will go up against Republican Eli Kormanek of Alta Vista, who announced his candidacy just a couple weeks ago. The 51st District encompasses East Manhattan to Wamego, as well as rural Pottawatomie County. At the state level in the Manhattan area, the following candidates have filed for the upcoming election. In District 51, we mentioned Kormanek and Steele. District 64, Bill Bloom of Clay Center currently is unopposed. Sidney Carlin unopposed in the 66th District, seeking another term. In the 67th District, Mike Dodson will not be seeking re-election. Instead, there will be 2 candidates in that race, Democrat Kim Zito and Republican Angel Roser, both from Manhattan. The Manhattan area Senate districts include, in District 17, Mike Argabright of Olpe will be going up against Lillian Lingenfelter of Emporia and David Schneider of Milford. In District 18, Kenny Titus of Manhattan is the Republican there. Matthew Robin of Wamego, a Democrat, going head-to-head there. And we mentioned Yusha Reddy and Brad Starnes going head-to-head in District 22. Federal level races here in our area. Tracy Mann will be seeking another term, going up against Democrat Paul Buskirk of Lawrence. And in District 2, the seat that's being vacated by Jake LaTurner, there are 5 candidates in that race, most notably Derek Schmidt, former Attorney General, the Republican. 3 other Republicans going up against him, Jeff Kars, Sean Tiffany, and Chad Young, as well as Democrat Matt Kleinman of Kansas City.
K-Man's Morning News continues with a look at your sports headlines. Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale. For only the second time in school history, K-State baseball is into the round of 16. The Cats winning the Fayetteville Regional last night, capping off a great weekend's worth of baseball. Matt Walters and Brian Smoller had the call on the K-State Sports Network last night.
Nobody expected K-State to have any kind of chance in the regional round in Fayetteville, Arkansas. But what does K-State do? They go 3-0. They knock out Louisiana Tech, Arkansas, and then SEMO 7-2 on Sunday night to punch their second ticket ever to the Super Regional round. K-State's headed to Charlottesville. Again, the final last night in Fayetteville, 7-2 as the Cats defeat SEMO. Brian, early offense, a 4-run second, a 3-run third. That's all K-State would need.
Yeah, they really did, because of the pitching of Ty Rule and Cole Weisenbaker. Rule, again, headlined by Pete Hughes earlier in the week that he was having his best bullpens of the year, and boy, did he deliver. Did not want it to be one of his final starts. He looked sharp over 4 innings. Weisenbaker, as good as we've seen him, he gets the vulture win in relief. Those two combined for 7 shutout frames, and the Wildcats hold off down the stretch to get the win. Another banner offensive day for Chuck Ingram, Kalen Jones. Big weekends by all the Wildcats, you said, back to the Super.
And 8 hits on Sunday night. Kalen spectacular. And the Cats, folks, are off to ACC country. It'll be K-State and Virginia, the best of 3 to get to Omaha. It will start later this week. Stay tuned in for the game times coming up this weekend. The Cats are going to the Supers, folks. They defeat SEMO 7-2 Sunday night in Fayetteville. For Brian Smoller, I'm Matt Walters, News Radio KMAN.
Kalen Culpepper finishing the tournament 7 for 12 with a pair of home runs and 7 driven in. He was named the regional's most valuable player.
It means a lot. I'm glad I was able to, perform at a high level to, help the team win, and that's what I came here to do, and that's what we came here to do. So, I wasn't really coming in here just to win awards. I wanted to, win a regional, and that's exactly what we did. So that's step one to our goal, and I'm just, I'm just moving forward from that.
Culpepper joined by third baseman Jaden Parsons, outfielder Chuck Ingram, starting pitcher Jackson Wentworth, and reliever Tyson Neighbors on the regional's all-tournament team. Now 4 teams from the Southeastern Conference, including top national seed Tennessee, 4 more from the ACC won regionals over the weekend. The Big 12 could possibly match that number as they have 2 teams in deciding games today. West Virginia scored multiple runs in 4 of the first 5 last night as the Mountaineers dispatched Grand Canyon 10-6 to win the Tucson Regional and earn the school's first berth to a Super. Oklahoma will play UConn tonight after forcing a deciding game with a late-night win. Oklahoma State dropped a decision to Florida that sets up a deciding game today in Stillwater. The Pac-12 has its final baseball season extended at least another week. Oregon won 3 straight as a number 3 regional seed to advance. Nick Lofton hit a walk-off sacrifice fly behind Nelson Velasquez 2 RBI triple as the Royals beat the Padres 4-3 yesterday.
High fly ball, well hit, deep center field, and at the wall is Maryland. It's off the fence. That's going to score 2. Velasquez is going to try for 3, and the relay throw to third will not be there. Velasquez didn't tie the game on Friday night. He did today.
Then Lofton would follow with the game winner as the Royals salvaged the final game of the weekend series. Cole Reagans allowed 1 run on 5 hits over 6. He struck out 6 and walked 2. Will Klein earned the win with a scoreless 9th. The Royals will open a key set with division-leading Cleveland tomorrow evening just after 5 on News Radio KMAN. Connor McDavid had a goal and an assist in the opening period to get Edmonton going. Stuart Skinner stopped 34 shots for his hometown team. The Oilers capped an improbable run to the Stanley Cup final by besting Dallas 2-1 last night. That means they'll head to Florida for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup final, opening Saturday. At 2,540 miles between Edmonton and Sunrise, Florida, it's the longest distance between Stanley Cup final opponents in NHL history. It's an off night for the Royals tonight. We'll be talking this afternoon on The Game plenty about K-State baseball's run at the regionals as they again sweep through the regionals and head for supers against Virginia this coming weekend. The Game this afternoon at 4 on News Radio KMAN.